It's time for class, and welcome to Lois Coaching Class once again, where we learn everything concerning image. My name is Loy Kwagala and I'm your image expert. I'm an author and the founder of the coaching class where you are right now. Thank you so much for diligently attending class every week, following on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and now TikTok. We have a large following there, so it's really amazing. The class goes on to more than 20 countries all over the world, and we know that we are still spreading our wings so wide. For today, we are going to be looking at the markups of our image. There's so many things that we pick up along the way as we grow older and say, I'm this, I am that, I am that. But who are you really? Last week, we looked at a lesson which was asking, mirror, mirror, who is the fairest of all? Meaning that when you look into the mirror, what do you see? Who do you see? So those things, they are very many, but today I just want to bring up 5 which are really important. And I believe that each one of us is going to relate to them. Why not dive straight into the lesson? So the first thing that is a very important markup of our personal image or image at large is our childhood. Where you were born, who you were born with. Can I say who born you? No. Who your parents are, your relatives, and every surrounding that you had growing up. That includes your early years of development, especially between the time of your birth up to the age of 12. That is a very crucial stage in anyone's life. The primary school that you went to, kindergarten or nursery school, for those of you that did, plus the environment in which you grew up. Were you being told you are a slow child, or were you being told you were a brilliant child? Were you always given chores that are bigger than you, needed more strength than you had an ability? Were you the kind who was always given an opportunity to be and become? Were you given a time or a chance to be heard if you had any opinion or something to say? Were you the kind of child that was suppressed? Your opinion never mattered. Everybody seemed to be in control and you were never. Were you in a school where you were so bullied as a child? Plus many other experiences. Those things make up who you are today, especially. Let me tell you one thing. What I talk about today, the subject of image, was realized in me at the age of 6, that I have it, and it was nurtured between the age of 6 and the age of 12. I went to school and did completely different things. My 2 degrees are in technology and business, and I can tell you, I stand here every week. Do I ever tell you about which software is good for what? Do I ever tell you the latest technology? Do I ever tell you who invented what? I don't do that because I adopted that along the way. My technology, my education only helps me to present this better, to know what tools I need to be able to execute my work. And when I get a client that has an information technology need, definitely I help. But is it my A game? By choice, not. And think about it, I am feeding and benefiting so much from what I learned at an early age. I only sharpened that knowledge to suit the times that I'm in and where I am. So what am I trying to say? Your childhood is very important. As you try to figure out your place in this world, consider so much understanding what happened to you as a child. Some of these things affect the way we relate, they affect the way we communicate, they affect the way we present ourselves. We carry all these childhood baggages into our adulthood life, and believe me, it's not very amusing. So I pray that as we work on our image when we're adults, we try to look back and say, as a child, what exactly happened to me? Do you have any past traumas that you're trying to deal with? Are there any joys that you're carrying on thinking that you have those high expectations that whatever joys or good things happen to you as a child, everybody should be doing them for you or giving them to you? All those things can either serve us well or not serve us well. It's a very big subject, but definitely when you enroll for the coaching or come for mentoring, this is something that we dig into and we realize your image and how your childhood so much influences it or makes it up. The second thing are the influencers. When we grow up, we have our parents, we have our relatives, we have our teachers, We have everybody that speaks into our lives. Some of us grew up in a community where everyone, you're someone's business, either on the road on your way to the well or on your way to the garden or from the garden. Jaja next door is your business. Everyone is into your business. They will report to your mother, oh, she passed by and never said hello. The next person, I found Lloyd, did you send her to that place? We were community children. So all those people so much affected our lives, either in a good way or in a way that we feel maybe was inappropriate. Yeah, we grew up in an environment where everyone is an uncle, everyone is a brother, everyone is a sister, everyone much older is a grandparent. So you were almost confused on who exactly is your real relative and is probably your real brother and sister. I differentiated my real brothers and sisters when I was much older. You know, coming from an environment where I had so many cousins and, you know, other people's children staying with us. And I didn't have a problem with that. But I'm glad that eventually I got to understand who exactly is my real sibling and who is my cousin, and, you know, how, so that I relate with them appropriately. Now, what did that do to me, or what does that do to us? Eventually we realize that when we are growing up, you are confused. Either you have trust issues because of, you know, the people that you were raised around with, or you have love issues, okay? You think that probably everyone is your confidant, having grown up in an environment where you were all together, you were so many, and you were open to everybody. There's other cases where we have people that are actually very insecure, and others tend to be more secure. So you find that when we grow up and probably get our own families, we also want to gather people around us, because that is how we were raised. We find security in having so many people around us. Other people, just, you know, because of the way they were raised as only the children and their small family, and they just want to be alone. Do not get into the circle. And the same way your inward part is closed in or open. So I just want us to understand how intense these things are. You know, I'm bringing it from childhood. You're born. Then there are people that come into your life at an early age. Whatever they say, behave, or do around you is very, very important as you grow up and choose who you want to represent yourself by in this world. So the people that influence you at an early age are very important. And up to today, you know, you have your bosses influencing you. Probably you have your spouse, you have your children, you have your best friends, you have, you know, whatever social network you have collected around you, colleagues, OGs and OBs, all those people. You need to look into yourself and say, okay, I have gathered up all this from everybody. What does this make me? And the lesson today is just the makeup of your image. Yeah. Number 3 is very, very, very crucial. From when you're born, you find those people that speak into your life or do stuff that influences you. What happens? The result is you get your life principles and beliefs from there. Okay? Either my mama always told me this, my papa always told me this. For us at home, this is what it was. 2, my teacher always said this to us. Our headmaster always did that. You know, my math teacher, you know, the principal at the school, you know, the lecturer, and then you get up a little bit, upgrade to my boss, you know, my colleagues, you know, then you upgrade a little more to my husband, to my parents-in-law, to this. It keeps on growing and growing, and all those things shape the person you become every day. Concerning life principles and beliefs, I want us to understand one thing. Gather up as much as you can gather, but never forget there are fundamental principles. There are underlying principles to every one you want to invent or reinvent. Don't forget. The principles of the Word of God, the 10 Commandments, everything sprouts out of that. There is nothing that a human being has set as a standard or principle that is not based either contrary or for the basic principles or the fundamental principles of the Word of God. So I pray that as you gather up all these, I am this and I am that, all your do's and don'ts, all my, you know, your beliefs, I do this, I don't do that. I need you to understand that always bring them back to the fundamental principles. Is it for or against? Once it's against, then you know what you're going to do. If it's for, then you also know what you're going to do. That is also a wide topic, but for now I want to leave it there. The next thing, what happens when you gather up all your principles and values and choose that this is what I believe in? That so much influences the way you view the world, and that's number 4. Your view of the world is very, very important because of how you are raised, the schools you went to, you know, the kind of environments you're living in even right now. Your beliefs and principles so much influence how you view the world. For some people, it's a bad place, it's tormenting, it's full of emptiness and void, it's dark, it's full of pain and misery. For other people, it's a wonderful place. I can't imagine living anywhere else apart from living on planet Earth. I'm so grateful to God for life. I am so in awe of everyone around me and the love around me. I wake up in the morning to adore the sun, you know, to feel its warm rays. I wait for the sunset every day, the rain that, you know, hits the soil, and I get that freshness. Everybody looks at it differently. Other people think I have a place in this world. I need to do something to cause some greatness. I have to change lives. I have to be wealthy. I have to take a piece of the gold portion of this world. I have to have a piece of the cake of this world. Someone else will say, nah, I think I have no place in this world. For me, God created me by mistake. I can't really, be part of the number. I'm just waiting for my birthday and I leave. Do you know where that comes from? It comes from your childhood. It comes from the people that influenced and spoke into your life. It comes from your values and beliefs and principles. And then you either choose to be hopeless or hopeful. Your view of the world so much commands authority into how you live every day. That's another big one. Today I'm just going on top of these 5 things that make up our personal image, but I know they can be deeper, and as you think about them, find your place somewhere and say inwardly or outwardly, where am I on this? And the last thing is your career and profession. Whatever path you choose, like I said, the way you see the world is the way you wake up every day to position yourself. So in your career, if you are going to work every day but you're so hopeless about your opportunity and chance in this world, it's going to narrow down your chances of even being successful. What do I teach in the Absolute Success Image Model? I teach that every one of us has a greatness in us. You just have to wake up one day, accept the truth of who you are. Yeah? That will help you to position yourself in this world. And once you finish accepting, you start to work on that person and improve them every day. Then you start working on your packaging. And then you set your foot out and say, I am ready to go and run this race of life. And my position is at the top. It doesn't matter how narrow it is. I have a place at the top. Doesn't matter how I'm going to get there. I have a place at the top. So my sisters and brothers, anyone in your category, as you watch from wherever you're watching this video, I just want to remind you that there are very small things in our lives that we completely ignore and wake up every day to, brush or sweep under the bed of our lives, but they're very important. When you want to obtain your absolute success image in anything that you do, think about your childhood, think about the people that have influenced your life, think about your life principles and beliefs, think about your view of this world, and then you will be able to position yourself and package yourself very rightly and then promote yourself in your area or career choice of path. I remain Loy Kwagala. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for our daily, weekly updates on the lessons. For daily learning and ongoing learning, please subscribe like the page on Facebook, Loy's Coaching Class, and on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, I am still there. And believe me, your life will not be the same. You can feel free to contact. The email comes at the end of the video. Please write me an email and let me know, or comment on the video what you think, what else can we discuss, and would you love help? I will be available to help you. Until next week, cheers and bye.